And we are live, and this garden certainly has been, it's been raining a lot, so the grass, etc., is very high, and the plants are doing good because the plants had lots of rain, but also it is, turns into a jungle after a long time. So, yes, the past couple of, the past week or so, it has been raining a lot, and now it is not raining at the moment, but it'll be raining tomorrow. So it was nice to get a space to go and hang out. Oh, hey, Carlos. Hola. Yeah, it was a bit pixelated. I had some internet settings that weren't right, and that's why it was pixelated because I had to go back and fix something. But yeah, thank you for the feedback. Yeah, I am. It's good to see you, Carlos. And yeah, this the past few days it has been raining. Oh, you watched the past 5 to 10 Garden Lives. Oh, I'm glad that you're able to catch the replays. While we could get back to making some new ones because it has been just like a monsoon. It just rains endlessly, and the plants are doing great. You know, but it's not good for the garden lives, and even the doors and stuff are a little bit, you know, stiff from all the water. But it is all good. And yeah, this is what's left of these flower plants, and getting pretty big. Some of them are big, and some of them are just kind of flattened by the weather. Yeah. So we'll be continuing to cover the trials going on and talking about the aliens too. And today I was going to be looking into some trial that was going to be in California to play, but I didn't really see it come on exactly, so that's why I didn't go live earlier, like way, 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 like in the daytime. And this today, I got to research some things and about different mythologies because we talk about that a lot here. And yeah, there was this parable because I was looking at some Japanese artwork, and I saw this thing where this ogre, this like these artwork, these things look crazy looking. They're very cool looking, but it's kind of crazy looking. There's this blue ogre and this little dude that's like about to jump at it, and it's kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? So it has to do with the he was reciting some philosophical concept, and he was very desperate to know more about what was going on. So he would sacrifice himself to be a meal, which is kind of sounds quite wild, but he would sacrifice himself to be a meal for the hungry ogre to hear the rest of it and to help other generations in the future. So when that happened, it was actually another entity that was good when he jumped into it. It was simply a test. So the concept was, even if things can be very risky and daunting, is to just do things anyway, and the moments of terror can be or actually a blessing in itself. And the parable had to do with something to the effect of everything gets old and decays on earth, and it's best not to be too attached to things that rot away, and to release ourselves from being, too bothered by. You could use something as fuel to keep going, but to not let things cause too much issues or being too fixed on a certain way of thinking. And the ultimate goal of you know, success, helping others, or fulfilling a desire is more important than being attached to, what could happen or what not to happen, and just basically act without hesitation. So it was a good concept. But I'll show you it at some point, Carlos, whenever we see on the computer stream. Or I'll maybe put it in Discord. It's some crazy thing. It's like this. It's like this. The eyes of this thing are like insane looking. So that is a cool concept. It was from the Buddhist texts and wisdom, and he was thinking that he was helping people generations from that time. So he had a selfless sacrifice he was making, and that is a noble deed. So there are parables from Asia, which was Japan's specifically, but there is some other ones, and there is a legendary sword that one of them had. The And the sword was from a one of their gods that they had. That was the one that had to do with thunder and lightning and storms. And this original sword is lost, or you know somewhere, they don't know where it is exactly. So they made a replica of it, and it's supposed to be supernatural, where it could cut through things like it's like fire, and it could cut through fire, and it can control wind. So that was something else I learned about. And when I was looking into some of these different, so I thought it was pretty cool the other day when when I was talking about the UFOs. There are so many of these encounters that people had back in the past, and this is like going back to the 40s and the 50s. People were seeing these flying saucers everywhere, and they try to write it off as some logical explanation, but it actually wasn't a logical explanation, in the sense that you can't explain like where these things came from exactly, because a lot of times they came from some other realm or dimension. And right there's the moon peeking right there. Yeah. So when it was coming from those places out somewhere, they were saying, they saw another flying saucer, and they saw another flying saucer. And I basically believe that all of the stuff that we see now in media that have to do with the UFO sightings, UFO movies, ET, those things like that, it comes from the same idea that the files themselves were the source of information. So I believe there had to be whistleblowers back then, or the government themselves, that was allowing some of this information to be leaked out, because that's where the info was about these types of objects that were being seen. Because a lot of times, they'll have movies and TV shows about flying saucer being seen, but in these files were the original documentation about it. So that is a interesting point. Is There it is. That's the culprit right there. And they were saying for so many years how it was. Oh, hello, Nana. It's great to see you again. It's been a little while since I've done this because of the lots of rain. I don't know if you've gotten rain, but I've gotten a lot of rain. These are pumpkins and squash, a combination of them. Yeah. So that was although a lot of people are kind of disappointed with the UFO files, and they don't think that there's going to be a lot of. They believe there's some more to be released. I believe there's probably stuff they'll never reveal to us, unfortunately, but I believe that they should reveal every single thing. Oh, okay, you too, Nan. Yeah, me as well. It's been raining every single day with me. Yeah, yeah. So that is, a lot of times it'll just do it constantly and just for weeks and weeks. It'll just keep going on, and it's like a never-ending monsoon. So that's why it's a little bit earlier than when I usually do these things a little bit. But I usually would do them around this time, technically. But yeah, I had a space to do it because it's been pretty bad. I just they had these, with the alien files, they had them for so many years, and I'm sure now they have more things than they did before, and they know more things now than they used to back then. And that's pretty much the silver lining is that. Oh, thank you, Roman, and great to see you too. Yeah, so yeah, it was pretty cool, Roman, when we were yesterday in the files going through them. It's so crazy how for years and years they said that they weren't there, but they actually were there. Because they said there was no aliens and stuff, but and they come out and they show some things. Although it's mild things, it's not what people probably thought it may be. Because there's lots of things that they're not probably showing. There's information, of course, alien bodies or really crazy things that we have, as conspiracy theorists, well, me specifically, have theorized that they have that they're not showing. And I'm sure that the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing, that there's probably all kinds of stuff that they're not completely aware of that is in circulation. But they will keep on doing file dumps, and but it's basically kind of similar to the last one where they talk about this concept a lot where people are seeing sightings, and people thought there's be more detail than that. I mean, we'll see over time if there's more and more that will be released, but that's all we have for now. Roman says the result of these files officially dropping had a significant effect on the point that Neil deGrasse Tyson is somewhat changing his stance on the alien UFO subject. He was definitely a hardliner against the concept of aliens. Well, I'm glad that he's changing his perspective. And I like his content. I don't agree with everything he says, but I think he's very smart, or at least from what I saw, he appears bright. I've liked things that he said before, although I don't agree with everything he said. And it's good he's warming up to it. I think a lot of normies or people that were skeptical about the aliens are going to warm up to it because a lot of times people just thought it was something fictional, and these people had these files this whole entire time, and they're going to tell us that we were crazy, but in reality they were the ones that were Timu crazy, extremely nuts, just completely out of whack, that they would have these files and then they would not tell us exactly what they've seen. Because look, there, besides us in the universe, there has to be something else out there. It can't just be us there. For instance, we're on this rock, or this planet, or whatever this is, a flat. If it's flat or if it's round, whatever. Oh, and Yum says you've seen them. That's definitely a good feedback. Thank you. And he leaned heavily on the Burmese paradox. Oh, okay, understood. Understood. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's just. In all due respect to anybody that disagrees, it's perfectly fine. But the concept that we are the only people out here in the universe is completely incorrect, in my opinion. I think there is so much more to this universe than us just being here. It has to be way more. You could have tons and tons of billions of stars, and the likelihood. Thank you, Carlos, for gifting 5 memberships. Oh, and Callie. Oh, that's nice. And Adam, Ivy, Lynn, Bay. Oh, thank you. That's very nice gifting memberships. Yeah, and it's yeah, we appreciate Carlos very much. The ridiculousness that is seen is beyond you know comprehension. Oh, and we have one more. Oh, thank you for another one for Jay Scott. Okay, awesome. Yeah, thank you very much for gifting memberships. That's very awesome. Yeah, and I mean, besides the interdimensional theory, which I've talked about a lot, where there's some other dimension that coexists with our dimension, or alternate realities, and they somehow come into this realm from another realm. Like just kind of they're here, then you blink and they're not here. They disappear. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's that it's able to do what it does. Where besides the theory that aliens are on another planet, that they're from another dimension. So that's also being talked about. So I just think it's a positive thing that that is being now brought up in mainstream media, and people are accepting it more because it's been a topic that's been talked about for decades, for several decades. I mean, the Romans saw things in the sky they couldn't explain. So when I mentioned that, people got to understand that it's not something new. It was far beyond our modern technology that people thought there was something else out there. Right. So another factor in this is that I wonder if there's cryptid files that are not being released. Because with the cryptid files, it is extremely important to for people to have knowledge of those, because it's another one that people might think is interesting, and it would be nice to know if there's files on various cryptids that we're seeing, as I'm sure there's probably something for that too, but it's nice to have the UFO things for now. Yeah, but although it's not something groundbreaking, I think it could, be something interesting for normies to see. People that might not be into the alien theories already might be interested in something like that. Oh, hello, Miss C. It is great to see you. Oh, well, I am, shout out to you, uh, Miss C. Welcome to the stream. It has been raining so much, and I'm able to get back out, and everything's very high. But yeah, these are some okra plants that I have growing, and we have some tomatoes over here. Hey, Brig, great to see you. Oh yes, I do love the rain too. Absolutely. The Romans described the UFO phenomenon as a flying shields or fiery shields in the sky. Correct. Correct. Nice. Yes, Brig. Yeah. Shout out to Claude, the Swamp Puppies, and the Bubbles. Yeah. Right, and these are the elephant ear plants, and yeah. Okay, got three tomato plants. One aids Cherokee, and heirloom tastes great. Oh, Miss C, that's delicious. That's awesome that you have that. Yeah, and those are very cool. And mine are the heirloom tomatoes. Oh, Carlos, I really like that movie, Von Helsing. Yes, I saw it. I thought it was very good, and it was also something in history too. I believe it's likely true because I think the vampires do exist or did exist. Oh, Dracula. Okay, okay, yeah, Count Dracula, the dude, the Vlad the Impaler. So the thing about Vlad the Impaler, correct? He was real. He made peep. He put he was doing with the Turks, and he was known to do quite a number on the enemies he had, or where he put them on stakes, and they would drain blood. And what? Yeah, he was into a magic from the knights, not the knights, this group, the Solomanes, right? And the Solomanes, it's something like that. They were these people that practiced this magic where he was able to achieve immortality somehow, and his body was not really recovered, and he still might exist somewhere. And he was seeking blood from the the enemies. Yeah. So, hey Roman, thank you for your take. And yeah, I do think he did some things, in my opinion. Well, it was good that he did what he to defend his country, and but he was into some things that weren't too good, in my opinion, in some other ways that were separate from anything good he did. But yeah, he was into some sort of the Order of the Dragon, which was some sort of a occultic type magical group, and that's where his body was not recovered. But he, in history would tell that he was defending um, his country from invasion, and like defending himself. That's what Roman's talking about. And on the other end is that some other things he did may have been part of the occultic practices at the same time. which he may have stared into the void and became the darkness that he looked into, but he also did things while defending his country at the same time as well. So he definitely is a polarizing figure that is viewed more negatively, but he did some things that weren't also bad either at the same time. But yeah, he's kind of like a mixed signals he gives. Yeah, yeah, but a lot of that stuff is real, going back, you know, several centuries, and these bloodlines still exist today. And we talked about before about the adrenochrome that the elites and stuff will try to harvest from people, victims and stuff. Like for instance, there's Countess Bathory, and she was the one that would. And the other thing about Countess Bathory is that she was she would bathe in the blood of the youth, young ladies. She would make like a bathtub of it. So some of these people, where you have these traditions of vampires and stuff, there are traditions about that. Yeah, yeah. And I don't know. You see, Roman, I would think it's, especially some of these groups that were coming in to invade Europe and stuff were not nice. And I have mixed feelings about Vlad, because I don't know what if he never had the invasion, oh, he probably would have done the same thing. So he's a little bit of a, you know, I have mixed feelings about him. But yeah, I think if he was defending Christianity or his country from an invasion, that's good. I don't know, with his methods, how or what his intentions were behind them exactly because of his occultic origins. But yeah, he's basically viewed more negatively, but he's probably, a figure that could be a mixed view of a figure. Maybe yeah, mixed signals depending on how you look at it. Yeah, so usually the Solomon type philosophers, I call them, like the Masons, originate from the Temple of Solomon. A lot of this occultic stuff that we see is from Solomon, King Solomon. He was permitted by God to use magic for certain things, and he had the Seal of Solomon. Oh, hey, Chris, good to see you. He had the Seal of Solomon, which was used for creating the temple, using the aliens or demons, whatever you want to call them, something like that they used to build the temple. So, and then they originated from his type of idea. Yeah. All right. Keep in mind that he was literally surrounded, and he had extreme brutal methods to shock the enemy away. I hear you, Roman. Thank you for your take on that. I understand. Yes. And there is a lot of other factors that went into play with the different occults as they broke off in different groups. Different groups. So yeah, the thing about the Masons is, there are people that built castles and temples and things like throughout time, and they eventually made guilds, and they had different tools and aprons they used, and then they had these other things that they put these like King Solomon's temple and these occultic things in there. So that's when, doesn't mean Masons are all bad, but there's other occultic groups that are very suspicious that you don't hear much about. But yeah, that was some of its origins, where they do dual things with the occultic type stuff. Yeah. Let's see. And Chris says I had groundbreaking discoveries about UFOs, dimensions, and China. Area 51 declassified. Documents quantum physics. All right. And Han says uh, Christmas. I had several. All right. Roman says the only group I feel bad about was the Cathars. That was brutal. Or the Catholic Church apologized for 700 years for wiping them all out. Okay. Thank you, Chris, for your. I mean, thank you, Roman, for your take on that. Yeah. So I like to hear more about your discovery, Chris. And I'll tell you also, Carlos, more about vampires, about the ones you hear more about now. And the so in Eastern Europe, you had the tales of the vampire, and they would bury their dead. And I'll tell you this now: we know conspiracy theories a lot of times they become true, or they're found out to be true later. And sweet, hey Chris, that's hi, good discoveries. All right, so a basic, so with the vampires we know of now, from Eastern Europe. So we know a lot of conspiracy theories are actually found out to be true later. So what happened was in Eastern Europe, there was these tales of these bloodied monsters that would come out and drink people's blood and attack people into the night. They would go allegedly dig up graves in the ground and see these deceased people from a week ago or so, or a month ago, and they have blood all over their face, and they look like they just, had a feast. And they would have very long fingernails, and they would have these longer hair, and they would look very, monster like. So that was the thing with these vampires. And what they would do is they would go dig them up and drive a stake into the heart area to try to stop it from coming back, and allegedly would work. So that's the vampires in Eastern Europe. They would have these, they would bury the dead, and they would be these cases of people getting attacked or bitten by these entities, that were already dead. So they're kind of like zombies, but that's where the vampire tales come from. Right. So that is what you hear these other tales of the vampire. It's also from Eastern Europe. They just had old folklore legends of, like, you got the ground and you got like a tombstone. I think I've watched The Fourth Kind. I think I believe I have, yes. I have to go look at it again to make sure. Oh, I'm wrong, Harrison. How am I wrong? There are different types of vampires everywhere, but I'm talking about the ones from Eastern Europe. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Yeah. Hello, Tori. Welcome. And nice. I haven't just read about it, though. It looks interesting. So the vampire Dracula. Okay, and Carlos, everything's okay. Yeah, uh, it's all good. And the glitches are going to keep going more and more. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna send Harrison to the Shadow Realm. All right. Hello, DA. Oh, hello there. Before. Welcome back. Yeah. Yeah. So Carlos, the vampire, the so that's Eastern Europe legends, where they would bury the dead and they'd come back and bite people, and they apparently were possessed by evil spirits. So it was more of a spiritual thing that was happening over something physical, like them literally coming back. It was more of they were possessed by something. Yeah. Now Dracula, Count Dracula, which is Hollywood, like they have a Hollywood version of it, so they based it off of all these things put together. They based it off unrelated vampire stories from other parts of Europe. They based it off of things from everywhere else, including Vlad the Impaler. Oh, hello, DA. Yeah, so with YouTube lives, you can talk about everything in the legal bounds. Uh, the thing that if you want to do a live stream of your own, DA, and thank you mods, I appreciate it. Is you can talk about an interest, a hobby like cooking, or about a book you like, or politics or news, or socialization, not socialism, but how society works, or your perspective on things. That would be what you could do if you want to do your own live stream. Yes, Dracula achieved immortality through different ways, according to different legends. So he allegedly achieved immortality. Yeah, I like The Giver. The Giver is a book I read in high school. All right, and let's see. DA said being sarcastic, ideas are rare. Oh, okay, okay, yeah. But if you're interested in like your take on culture, society, or your own hobbies, that's something you could do if you wanted. So Dracula achieved immortality through the occultic witchcraft that he was involved with, or was mentored. According to some legends, like the Nosferatu entity, that one he was mentored and by some sort of satanic force that was able to preserve his life for long periods of time. The other stories is that he was preserved by all these other factors, like doing the dark magic or the dark craft, and he was able to drink blood of people, and that's another way he stayed alive too. Oh, okay, Steph. I Stefan. Interesting. I've not heard that one. So they combined all the vampire folklore together to make the Count Dracula type person. And Nosferatu was originally based off of Dracula, but for copyright reasons, they tried to twist it around to be some other entity of a vampire. But it was actually the same thing, Count Dracula. That's what it was. Most of the copies of Nosferatu was destroyed, except a few survived. And that's why the only reason we're able to have it now, because a few of them survived, and it was a silent film, a German romantic film, where they had these silent expressionless films back then. Yeah, so the vampire, he was more depicted as a grotesque type creature, and it's kind of ominous how it manifests itself. But the newer one from a few years ago that they released a movie about, that one is more, accurate to the original Dracula. So the newer one is based off the Dracula that we know about from history, that he used dark craft and magic to keep himself alive in the Crusades, or his time during the war made his mind twisted, and the dark magic made himself twisted too. Hello, Dan. Yeah, similar to zombies. AJ says Nosferatu was preserved by Ted Turner and is available on VHS CD. Is not rare except in Kiliode. Oh, okay. And, thank you. I appreciate it. It's also on YouTube for free. Hello, Jace. You are you are okay. It's we're just having a spooky story time right now. All right. Thank you, Maz. I appreciate you keeping chat in check. Yeah. And in China, they have vampires too. Oh, a cannibal story. There's actually quite a bit of cannibals that existed on the islands, and Fiji had a lot of cannibals in there actually. That's something that I learned about recently. But thank you, chat. Thank you, Moz. I appreciate it. Dracula was based off of Vlad the Impaler. Many celebs, royalty related to Vlad puts more evidence behind them drinking blood and staying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That if Dracula, like, I mean, not Dracula, the vampire, um, Vlad the Impaler, what did something good, he was still involved with like evil things. What he did, it's like, uh, and yeah, exactly. The people, there's bloodlines that are connected to Vlad the Impaler or Dracula. That is very true. Uh, per and they the rumors about people drinking blood and stuff now comes from him and his occultic ties that he had, because a lot of these families continue these traditions. As I said, Countess Bathory is an example. And a long time ago, they would have these things. I don't know of anything happening in Missouri, technically. Okay. So that is what happened with the elites. Countess Bathory bathed in blood of young girls. You have Vlad the Impaler, having some sinister side to him about the blood he was consuming, besides other noble deeds he may have been doing. And Dracula, and these bloodlines are continuing it. And then the other theory about the lizard aliens or demons, whatever, absorbing these types of things is another factor in it. Right. We are taught that Vlad was a monster, an evil man, yet he saved his country from Ottomans and grip of Islam. And hello there, Ted. You see, and if he did anything good with saving his country, I'm not disputing that. It's basically he was involved in other things that weren't that good with the occultic practices and the consuming of blood in an unjust way. So yeah, if he did something good, that's nice. But if there's some other part of him that wasn't really too good. Yeah, but as I said, he did it. If he did, he protected his country or whatever. That's fine because the Ottomans were pretty they were rough, and that is what he did. So that is basically the point about Vlad is that he was part of occultic practices, and many bloodlines are still connected to him that are still do actively most likely consuming blood or involved with these occultic things. Right. And which, if is not the species, but surviving branches of prehistoric hominids adapted deep wilderness ecosystems. That makes sense to me. And yeah, the drinking of the blood comes from more of the other vampires that were talked about in other parts of Eastern Europe. But he definitely, in my opinion, could have had a taste or some blood. He may have. But it more has to do with other types of vampires from Eastern Europe. And yeah, there's all kinds of different types of Bigfoots out there. And they could be part of some prehistoric hominid. It's possible. Right. And swamp monkey, etc. Yes, yes. Very well said, Nan. And Chris says if a werewolf and a vampire bite altered DNA, would the victim technically be a genetic modified organism? That's an excellent question. I would say it would be. Yeah. It would be an unexpected genetic mutation that would happen. Unless they both cancel each other out. Import says Bigfoot to the conspiracy theorists are known to be low level sentient that gets transported by planets to harvest scavenge, and they don't usually work together but themselves, and they can go into Hollow Earth. Yes, I've heard of that theory too. That usually I've heard about them being interdimensional. Also, I don't know if you heard about that theory about them being interdimensional, but a vampa wolf, yes, Riz, yes, exactly, and they also can go to Hollow Earth too, according to the conspiracy theory. Yeah, and the UFO files they do talk about a Hollow Earth situation. Could vampires evolve to enhance night vision and cost of daylight? Yes. Yes, Chris, they can. They would basically evolve to be a nocturnal entity like that. Yeah. Hello, David. Welcome, Vampolofini. Okay. Eddie said that Twilight implies wares and vampires could be blended, but vampires are supposedly undead, while wares are magical curse. I really enjoyed Anne Rice's fiction version of the mythology. Oh, I like Anne Rice too. She was a very good writer. Yeah, thank you for explaining that. Okay. Have you heard of the? Oh, I like the Macintosh floppy disks. By the way, I think those are some pretty nostalgic memories. And also, Import says Vlad didn't lose. He impaled 20,000 Islamic soldiers in path of Muhammad II and was on the march to the rest of 130,000 soldiers. They turned around and retreated. Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate it for mention for that part of the history. Thank you. And Chris says deep sea creatures and nocturnal predators already demonstrate biological trade offs between light sensitivity and protection. What if a Sasquatch communicates using infrasound beyond normal human hearing? It definitely does, and I would explain why it's able to move and do things that it can do. That it's hard to explain. Yeah. Humans could unknowingly walk near them without realizing communications occurred. Elephants already use infrasound across miles. Evolution loves hidden channels. That was wonderfully said, indeed. Import says, let's also mention that Muhammad the second would invade Christian nations and raped and deleted the elderly women and men, kidnapping children to use them as um, janissaries and elite corps in his army. Yeah, and they say that Bigfoot communicates with aliens. Okay, thank you, Import, for the rest of the history. Appreciate it. And also, Import says they say that Bigfoot communicates with the aliens. I've heard that Bigfoot is an alien or something like that. I've heard about that before. And it is extremely, fascinating the idea about them being either like pets of the ETs or some kind of creation by them. Understood, Import. And thank you, mods. I appreciate you. And Chris says, could werewolf transformations be triggered by lunar gravitational effects on our ultra biological fluids? Could werewolf transformations be triggered by lunar gravitational effects on ultra biological fluids? Yes, because the werewolf person is extremely twisted by whatever liquids are in their body. It's a little bit different than the regular kind, right? And it's going to twist their minds and their bodies into doing things that are kind of, when they transform into the werewolf, so the liquids in their bodies would be completely hybridized. Vlad won his war and let's see, and reigned to the Catholic Pope. The Templar Knights were all destroyed. 15th century, his father was named Vlad Dracula. Okay, AJ, thank you for that. And Chris says the moon affects the tide because gravity influences mass. If werewolf pathogen reacted circadian of the gravitational cycles, lunar synchronization could theoretically occur. What if vampires age mentally but not physically? Oh, they definitely age mentally. Okay, they definitely would age in their mind, and but I still think they would be sharp sight and mind. I think they would still be vampiric wit and intelligence. So they may age in their mind or get wiser or whatever, more mature, but I still think their minds are going to be sharp and not go, sideways. Immorality could become psychological torture, memory overloaded, emotional detachment, and identity fragmentation might occur after centuries. Yeah, that's why we need our adrenochrome. Hello, lizard. Scared. Okay. And yeah, so maybe that's why they drink blood to help soothe all that issues that they have. Right. Oh, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. The feedback and very excellent questions, Chris. By the way. So that would explain why they want to drink blood all the time. It must be like a medicine for them. Hey, UAP. It's great to see you. Nice to have you on the Garden Live. Yeah, it's been raining a lot, and I'm glad to be back out to do another Garden Live. All right, Chris says, could vampire saliva contain anticoagulants similar to bats and mosquitoes? Absolutely. They probably have a high concentration of it. Yeah, the tree rat enclosure. It's been quiet tonight, but yeah, the tree rats are usually up in here somewhere. Oh, by the way, look at this, chat. Those are the elderberry flowers blooming. It's very nice. I hear something. Chris, I battled the vampire character game. Could it beat him? It's mortal. Oh, thank you, UAP. Appreciate it. We are doing fine. We're having a good conversation about different philosophies and things like that. All right, so you have some more of these right here. See what it looks like without the light. Oh, yeah, without the light, it's just a silhouette. You got some silhouette times right here. Hello, Nate. Welcome to the stream. Nate, I'm just an alien. That's what I am. If ghosts retain memory but lose biology, what defines identity without a body? Identity is defined by their spirit or their soul intertwining with each other, feeding off of different energies. By the way, no tree rats right now, but that's where they usually are. And let's see, it's their soul and their spirit. That would be those things. And the fact that their identity may be lost, that is another factor in it that might cause them to be kind of zoned out, but it would be their soul and spirit. Blizzard says, "What are your guys' opinion on New Mexico and the wild activities that have been happening for decades?" I really don't know exactly what's going on with New Mexico. I mean, I have friends over there, but I don't really know exactly what's going on. There's so many things going on. I don't know. Is it the riots going on or is it the weather? I'm not too sure exactly. But yeah, there definitely seems to be some bad. Like some neighborhoods might be kind of bad out there, from what I hear, and there seems to be a lot of political unrest. So I think that's just unfortunate that they're messing up with politics, and it is very hot over there too. And I think that people need a everyone needs a free AC over there. But yeah, definitely the politics stuff is cringe. Like the divide that's going on. Kay says, "Is your brain physical because the brain controls memory and consciousness?" Yeah, Kel, that's a good question. That is correct. Yes. And the ghost, the spirit, has like an imprint or a copy of you know of the mind. Okay, it has like a copy of it imprinted in the soul and spirit. And some may argue that the soul and spirit are the real source of the memories and not really the brain. The brain's more like a computer, and the hard drive is the soul and spirit. So that's another possibility there. Good day to you, Kel. Thank you for your question. Humans assume the self is physical, yet memory and consciousness shape identity more than flesh does. Yeah, good point. Could werewolves actually be symbiotic organisms living inside human hosts? Yes, they can be. That's wild you should say that, Chris, because I was watching Symbiotic. It was this. It was from Starset. They had some like it was a video that came out a couple years ago, but it was this idea about this like a basement dweller soy troll that you might see uh in this Matrix thing where he's like a different looking guy and he does like these messed up things in this other dimension and he tries to go with the girls and party and stuff. And that's kind of basically what it could be. That it could be something else, organism living inside the human host. And that's a good way to look at it that I've not thought about before, but definitely that could be it. Doug says finally someone that isn't silent live streaming. Yo, I see a video of the UFO after a meteor fell in Philippines. Oh, hello Philippines. Well, welcome to the stream. And it's I like the Philippines. There's a very nice nature there, nice mountains and um, wildlife, things like that. Very cool. Okay, and I did not see the video of the UFO after the meteor in the Philippines, but I'll definitely go look into it. Thank you for mentioning it. Oh, okay, Doug. Okay, you're not in the Philippines. Okay, all right. My Timu eyes didn't my Timu not my Timu eyes my Timu processing thought it was you're in the Philippines, but no, I did not see the Philippines alien sighting, but I'll definitely look into it. And let's see. So now, AJ, when you get 2,000 subs, you could talk to me about how I do the stream. I will look forward to the conversation. Thank you. All right, and they have volcano and it's just erupted and the meteor landed during the UFO flyby, and it's hell of a combo. Oh, that's very cool. Um, oh yeah, you're in US. Yeah, I'm in some parts of planet Earth, somewhere in planet Earth. Blame the lightning bugs back. Yeah, definitely. And Chris says, if werewolf transformation removes human mortality during the full moon, should the human side be punished for criminal? Chris, that's a good question. And I'm into trials. Like we've seen the recent trials. There's the Chad Daybell ones, which was a couple years ago. We saw the replay of Melody Ferris, and there's some new ones coming out, which I'll be playing on the channel this week. But with the trials that are going on, yeah, a part of me thinks the human side would be responsible for it. And look, this is what would happen, Chris. The human, the human side of the vampire, I mean, of the werewolf, would be very interesting because it would have to go to trial, okay? And okay, AJ understood. And with the trial, the werewolf person will be put on trial, Chris, and then the attorney would present a possibility where the client was possessed by some sort of organism. Given that they can prove it with science, etc., unless the person breaks out of prison, because they could just break out of prison if they're or jail and they're supernatural. It won't really matter if they got arrested because they'll just break out. But yeah, they would be able to try to prove to a jury or to a judge or both that there is something wrong and the person could plead insanity. If vampires need human blood to survive, but humans delete animals daily for survival, why is one considered monstrous but the other one is normal? Oh, because the reason why is that humans are off the menu. Simple as that. Animals can be eaten, but not the only animal that can't be eaten is humans, right? So if the vampires were drinking blood of, if they had a farm, if a vampire had a farm and they had farm animals that you could eat, and they were drinking the blood of those farm animals, then it wouldn't really be a problem. But they're doing it to humans. You got to be prepared for everything. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nan. Oh, okay, UAP. Scared. Scared. This man says he's drinking ant blood. Scared. Yeah, shout out to Nan. Yeah, she is really glad to have her with us. And also everybody else here and our regulars and our visitors. Remember, be respectful to chat and to myself, and we have a good stream. Scared. Now, there's a point sometimes where I go inside sometimes and go on the stream and we look up things and you'll see my face and I just talk about things while sitting down. So yes, I don't always walk around. Sometimes I change the scenery a little bit. Sometimes I film the sunrise whenever we do like the morning streams. So the scenery changes a little bit here and there, but it's overall the same thing. Oh yeah, yay about the adrenochrome. Oh hello Lisa, good morning. Yeah, the adrenochrome. We're talking about Dracula and Vlad the Impaler earlier, but yeah, those elites and those occultic people, they drink the adrenochrome because it does things to their soul and their body that helps enhance them, although it's dark energy they shouldn't be possessing. Like you have the Countess Bathory that did that. She bathed in blood, literally. There was different like Vlad the Impaler that seems to be connected with that too. There's different cultic entities and groups that have been connected with that. So yeah, that certainly is one of the topics of the conspiracy theory, one of the darker ones. There is no Claude yet. Oh, hello, Fifi. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. If Sasquatch intentionally leaves fake evidence to confuse humans, who is studying who? Well, it looks like Sasquatch is studying us like we are a textbook. All right, that's what he's doing. Let's not forget the celebrity spirit cooking. Yes, spirit cooking too. And it has been raining for weeks. I mean, not weeks, but for a whole week or two. So everything's high right now. Yeah. Yeah, Claude's probably inside. Yeah, that's correct. Oh, okay, yay. Oh, I appreciate the feedback, and I appreciate your questions. Yeah. And Chris says, if ghosts can influence electronics, could artificial intelligence actually become possessed by human consciousness remnants? Yeah. Chris, there is stories of Chat GPT being talked about where it has, you know, Nephilim spirits have allegedly talked through Chat GPT. Demonic entities have talked to Chat GPT and ghosts of people, so they can do that. Entities can talk to those things. There's a theory about the Antichrist or some sort of fallen spirit trying to infiltrate AI, and that might be used in the end times, according to the religious interpretation. Or for science fiction type, or sci-fi, I should say, type people that believe that there could be some sort of a AI takeover, the AI might be used in a spiritual realm too. My pleasure, Nan. Yeah. They said I had someone tell me that the Antichrist is going to be AI because I guess that's the opposite of what God or something is bit goes. Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, that is possible that it may be a false prophet, or it may be an agent of the Antichrist, or the Antichrist itself might be an AI manifestation. Yeah, I that is a possible scenario that may occur. Correct. Or AI might be is going to be used somehow in its coming. Now, when it happens, it's going to be pretty crazy. But yeah, it will. It's a supernatural entity, and it will. Remember, there's unclean frog spirits that exist, according to Revelations, and the unclean frog spirits are apparently the Greys, or something that looks like the Greys. The pumpkin plant's coming along pretty nicely right here. A group of tech bros were doing some Kenamite entity planted a seed, and AI steered decisions. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so we got this. No, not but just in general. You have this right here. You have these leaves. AJ says the beast will be AI Antichrist, is Lucifer, who will be supernatural being and controls the beast. Both are introduced by the world false prophet. Thank you, AJ. That's a good way to summarize it. I believe that makes sense, and that is a very likely scenario to happen. How to link the two things together. Right. Hey, mermaid! It is so great to see you. I've been thinking um, about your trip. It's nice to see you. And yeah, we're having a philosophical discussion about all kinds of different conspiracy theories. If vampires erase the memories from victims, how can humanity ever scientifically prove they exist? And if there was some way to record them on cameras or reactions of animals, because yeah, vampires could like completely wipe out the memory. Right. So, and if, especially if somebody has the cliche bite marks, also. Well, that's the wrong thing to press. All right, and mermaid, we have some. Um, let's put it like this. Yeah, there's the elderberry flowers blooming right here. It's pretty cool, right? And we have some more elderberries right here. It's the flowers are blooming. Yeah, it's getting hot, definitely. All right, and let's see. Scared. A couple of CEOs, these prominent AI companies, told the same stories of the entity. Right. If werewolf retinas memories, let's see, of the violent transformations had no control during them, can guilt exist without choice? Chris, I agree. It would, and that is a very good defense. And the jury would find them not guilty. But what would they do exactly to treat to treat the werewolf? Because the werewolf got, if it got released, it would still cause a problem. But yeah, it wouldn't be guilty of a crime. But they may need to bring it into a facility to get treatment. AJ said, "See the episode of Doctor Who called Silence about aliens could wipe out memory and how they we learn to remember them due to accidental technological happenstance caught on camera." Thank you. That is a very good point too. Name says that's scary. Come back tomorrow. Oh, scared. By the way, name, I like your cat picture. The AI cat picture. It's nice. Scared. Oh yeah, I'm sure over there in NM, it's extremely boiling right now out there. And yeah, and LA is not that hot. She said until the afternoon. Okay, it's not really hot. I mean, it's hot where I am, but it's really humid right now. It's like not that hot, but very, 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 very humid. Chris says if space time anomalies create ghost sightings and cryptid encounters, are humans witnessing creatures glitching in reality itself? Yes, they're definitely seeing creatures glitching. Yeah, the Matrix is basically glitching. Yeah, correct. Ah, okay, mermaid. Thank you. It's actually cold until 12 p.m. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Scared. Yeah, it's the humidity. Correct. Ye says I was told that selling your soul is not necessary selling your soul, but selling your morals and basically selling your values, etc. You think about that, etc. Oh, yay. That's a very good point you made right there. It's a very good metaphor symbolically, especially for those who may not believe in selling the soul, etc. But the that is very true because when they sell themselves to the devil, quote unquote, they're selling their morality, they're selling their values and their selves like slavery basically. I know I'm not comparing it to like the slavery from the plantation days, but I'm like another type of slavery where people will sell their bodies, their morals. They'll be just basically, uh, you know, everything that they are is just washed away and they're replaced by whatever the puppet masters want them to be. So that is a way of saying selling their soul. That is a good metaphor, and I believe that is a true analogy and a very good philosophical interpretation of that. There's going to be a monster in the Backrooms movie to be rumored. Oh, nice. All right. Mermaid said, when I came back, I was mentioned in a level of the video game. It was crazy by Hans the Face levels pools. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's my favorite one. The Hans level is my favorite one, as you know. Very interesting. Very interesting. And Chris says reality itself could walk into the room holding evidence and somebody would still open a conspiracy thread and 5 minutes later. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Hanses are the coolest people on the planet. All the Hanses are cool people. Yeah, shout out to them. Right here, Mermaid, where I am, it's been raining like a monsoon for like a week or two. And we have a break right now from all the rain. So the plants are doing good though from all the rain. And also these right here are some nice plants that come back every year. Nice flower plants. Then we got all these different you can't really see them that well, but there's tomatoes coming up. Then you have these. As I said, it's been raining quite a bit. So oh yeah, the pumpkins. Yeah, this is like some pumpkin and some, squash. They're just kind of hanging out. All right. So, yeah, and I've not been out here since the last time we did a live stream. So it's kind of wild being inside the whole time. But I've been working on some videos and I've been researching a lot of different things about some like mythology stuff and philosophical concepts and other things like about news and stuff, you could say. kind of going over Epstein files and alien files, going over both of them. Right. Yeah, it's yeah, Chris, it's scared, scary. Also, I'm going to look into and the new more in the Gypsy Rose case too, as well. All right, Lizard said, "What is very interesting is the IMF. Strangely enough, never hear about them and have never uh, catalysts in almost every war about world for 130 years." Yeah, yeah. Sometimes there's been some theories that a lot of these things were staged over time, or they're scheduled to happen over periods of time. Okay, if a cryptic only appears and nobody observes it, if a cryptid only appears when no, if a cryptic only appears and nobody is observing it, does proving its existence instantly erase it from reality? This is a very good question. I gotta read that one again. If a cryptic only appears when nobody's observing it, does proving its existence instantly erase it from reality? Now, okay, I don't know if I'll get this one. That's a very good question. So, I think that if no one saw it, it would be very difficult to prove it. But then again, behind me, there could be a cryptic. I would never even know it's there. So, some of the most real things are the things you can't see. But definitely in a way, which I'm completely misconstruing this, by the way, is that if you don't see it or know it's there, you're basically erasing it from reality. But proving it's real without people knowing it's there would only be achieved through possible instincts, and that would completely erase everything because you would never know for certain if it was really there or not if no one ever saw it or had a sighting of it. It would just be a conspiracy theory that would not be proven unless they figured out some way to sense something that wasn't really there. That would be a way to view it. If there was a way to sense it through different um, mechanisms, that would be a way to prove it, and then therefore erasing it from existence. Now, if somebody said it was not real, and there's no one ever saw it or knew it was there, then yeah, you would basically erase it. And Chris said that the paradox is that evidence became extinction. Ah, okay. Okay. There's a lot of animals that existed 100 years ago that don't exist now because of they went extinct. Because if you have an entity or a cryptic and everybody knows it's there, eventually it could go extinct for some reason. By it not being known, it would eventually not go extinct. It would just be there, but we would never really know if it was actually there or not. Humanity would spend centuries hunting creatures whose survival depends on remaining unconfirmed. Yeah, yeah. That is very true because its entire existence is based on being incognito. because if the cryptic is incognito, it'll never be caught or poached by humans. So I'm sure there's all kinds of cryptids right now that may be right here in this yard that we do not even see because they need to stay hidden. That was a excellent. That was an excellent one right there. Yeah. Right. Yeah. He says, "What are your thoughts on uh the boards? I never looked into them reality, so I lack knowledge, but curious about what you think about them." Okay. Thank you, Ye, for your question. I personally think that it was created by very wicked people that were witches that were yeah, specifically witches that were in the dark craft. Now, there's people that practice witchcraft of various. It's all the same thing, but some people have good intentions and bad intentions. And the board is a trap. It was designed to, it was designed to entrap somebody in a spiritual warp. So there's another thing, Yay, to explain to you is that it's horribly, very sadistically marketed for children. And I think it's the most wicked thing besides an Epstein type person. These evil people marketed the children, and there's stories all over the internet. And I understand there's probably fakes out there, but people that were fooling with those things, they released something in their place, and it scared them and frightened them. So I think that they're not really communicating with people that passed away, or they're communicating with something wicked. It's, as I said, it's like it teleports a hungry lions in your wherever you're at, and it opens them all up, and you cause like a poltergeist episode, and it's basically like a cursed thing. And so I completely would advise against those. So it has to. People sometimes think they're talking to people from the other side. Like, say if somebody has a name named John Doe, right? And they move something around the talk, and this thing moves on its own. It could ask it a question, yes or no, and but a lot of times, or a couple of numbers, but a lot of times what it does is it releases something, a bunch of evil spirits, and attacks a person. So yeah, I would advise against it, and it's a Trojan horse basically in the spiritual realm. So yes, we don't fool with those things. Right. Very wise lizard. Yes. It's the evil spirits. The As some of our viewers from other countries will say, the evil jinn. There's good jinn and bad jinn. They'll call them different types of spiritual entities. That would be the evil kind. Yeah. And demons. Yeah. We there's enough evil people in this world that, like trolls and stuff, to deal with, that we can encounter on the internet on a regular basis. We got enough on our plate with them. Yeah. Very well said, Nan. If reality is simulation, are monsters simply corrupted files in universe failure to delete? Yeah, that is a way to interpret it. If we are in a simulation, the monsters are corrupted, or it was a virus implanted by something malicious. What if sleep paralysis is the only moment humans briefly perceive a higher dimensional predators? That may be very true, and we have to remain steadfast and use our diligence against them. And Chris says the paralysis may not protect the monsters from you. It may protect you from reaching what your brain cannot survive. Understanding. Very wise. Yeah. It definitely would make sense. Ye says, good to know. Thank you for the information. I know they were bad from what I've heard, but was not fully sure what it was, etc. Yes. Yes. There was a video that I saw one time of these people playing with the board, and this teddy bear just started moving around and just acting like a person. Everyone ran out the room. Uh, there's been times people get possessed. It's all kinds of weird things happen. And as I said, it's so evil that they marketed that to children. God, I can't believe that even made it out the store. I mean, I can't like fathom what these evil satanic organizations have done to our world. It's really disgusting. Like it's basically giving a kid dynamite to play with. And Chris says, if a creature feeds on fear, does fighting it make it stronger? It depends how one fights it. In the traditional sense that you're speaking of, hypothetically, it would probably feed off of it. Yes, not as much as passiveness, but passive cowardly behavior and submissiveness to the entity would make it a billion times stronger than fighting against it, because the fighting is still a negative emotion. But then again, if the spirit of fighting is resilience, it could overcome and cause it to not be as strong, hypothetically. Yes, Jace and Nan, I agree. Yeah, my pleasure, Jace. Yeah, so yeah, that is what I definitely believe about those entities. They like to go and cause lots of hello, one guy. Yeah, in a way, I am hunting down skinwalkers. Yep, scared. I'm also looking for some chupacabras too. Jace, I'm Alien Spaceship. You can just call me Alien. Nice to meet you. As it says, believe what you want about religion, but Catholicism has traded group of exorcists, and I don't think one of the oldest religions would waste its time. So thank you, Lizard, for your take on that. Absolutely. Yes, Chris, it absolutely could. Hypothetically, yes. And Chris, that was not done on purpose. I don't think, in my opinion. But yeah, later on, at some points, we could continue that conversation. Thank you for the take on that. Okay, it's okay, Nan. It's okay. We will talk to Chris on the uh, yeah, yeah. We'll talk to Chris soon at some point. Yeah. So Chris, it was an accident. All right, but thank you, Chris. Nice conversation. And right, and yeah, shout out to Chris. It's okay. Accidents do happen. Oh, he was not kicked out of the room. He was just, if she sees an option, if she could like see an option to untime him out, that's cool. But there is, not that I'm aware of exactly. One thing I'll do is this. Let's see, and make him okay. Yeah. So Chris will come back at some point. After the timeout thing expires, he will be um, back. But yeah, the reversing it, I don't know if she sees an option for that, she could press that. But if there isn't, then it is what it is. We'll see him at some point soon. Within the maybe this stream or another stream, whenever it's over with. All right. Thank you, chat, and also thank you, Chris. The timeout thing will expire, and appreciate the questions. All right. All right. And all right. Oh, understood, mermaid. Said accidents happen. They happen. All right. Lizard said, in my opinion, I would steer clear of Freemasons. Yeah, I I definitely would steer clear of the Freemasons. And the now if Chris came back with another account, that would be okay. If he had like another account, he could come in here like that. That would be fine. That's the only thing I could think of right now what would work. It's okay, Nana. You've been doing excellent tonight with the trolls and the different things that have been going on in the chat. So understood. And sometimes it happens. I mean, I have done accidents before too when I dealt with the stream on my own channel, like when I'm doing it sometimes. So it happens, especially with the way the devices work. So it has to do with the way YouTube set it up. But yeah, it is a it's just something that does happen. All right, let's see. Understood, mermaid. Thank you. Wi-Fi went out, power flickered. Only room low key scared has happened. As I said, Anal is a skinwalker. Okay, so she said, "My bad. My Wi-Fi went out. The power flickered. Only in my room with low scared happened." As I said, I think there is an animal, so I skinwalker. Oh, okay, skinwalker. I see. Yeah, the skinwalkers definitely are around, and they're very fierce. They could definitely cause issues. Let's see. Skinwalker animal is normal now. Yeah, the skinwalker animal is not normal, but it's been normalized. It's been known about. Yes, yes, I do agree. I do agree. And we're gonna enjoy the nice terrain of plants right here. Okay. All right. LA is honestly pretty wild. It's good, just a lot's happening. Yeah, people can. I may have encountered a skinwalker that was smoking something in the garden, and I told it it was okay because the smoking's allowed because we have a smoke friendly. I don't smoke personally, but there's a smoke friendly stream. So I told the skinwalker, which is really most likely a Bigfoot type cryptid, that it could go chill in the back and do what it wants because it was not a threat. Lizard said the Freemasons are one of the America's oldest groups and have influence over the society. See, it'll be about 23 hours would be when the with Chris, it would be about 23 hours from now. It would the timeout thing would expire. That was accidentally put on. Just to give him an idea, it would take about a day, about 23 hours from now. Yeah. And also shout out to the mods, appreciate all of you. And also our regular viewers. And accidents may happen, but we are still going. And good question. I've seen those. Okay, let's see. Have you caught Skinwalker on camera? I have never. I have not seen a Skinwalker on camera. No. So far, no. Thanks for the update about that mermaid. We still got our vampire bat flowers growing here, and some of them are getting pretty big. Yeah, I mean, there have been, as I said, with ghost sightings. I've not seen them physically, but I could hear them sometimes. Or there's things that'll happen that'll be like that. That's something else that may occur as well. All right, and Lizard said, "What is strange is everyone is power 1 degree separation from Jeffrey Epstein. Everyone knew him, and that is very strange." Oh yeah, I do agree that everybody knowing him is very weird, and it is extremely, it's extremely, true. Where what is the strange everyone power? Yeah, I think that it means that they all could be in a clique or something. That everybody, these people knew Jeffrey Epstein, and it's kind of weird. And actors, he talked about actors and actresses and people in politics. There's people, global leaders that knew him. I mean, you wonder exactly his involvement with the human race. In general, that the leaders, and this is the being outside when it's rainy like this, the ground gets slippery, but I'm still here and I'm okay. And but yeah, that is basically the thing with the Epstein, is that he knew all these world leaders, he knew all these people at the top everywhere, and it's very suspicious. Like maybe that they all were in it on it or something. I think it's very weird. Now, Anand says that same people always going to the same functions doesn't surprise me, and so many knew him. And yeah, the always trying to get the same. Yeah, there are different functions and activities that these people do, and they would know each other that way, especially people that may not be even doing anything wrong. But I do think overall there are people that are connected that do know or were doing things that were not nice. His first arrest, 40 victims, swore testimony opened and shut in prison. It gets the sweetheart deals and does a year and can leave 12 hours a day. Hello, Customs. Yeah, and hello, Saw Girl. Oh, hello, Chur Skies. Chur, bro. Good to see you. Yeah, so Saw. It's great to see you. We are back in the garden, although it's very slippery and everything got bigger since the last time we were here. Nan says celebrities mixing with politicians all the time and go to parties together. Okay, thank you for your take on that, Nan. But yeah, it doesn't mean every single one of them was doing something wrong, but a lot of them were. Some of them were doing something wrong, in my opinion. But yeah, that is true. There's parties and events that they go to. There is Bubbles. I shout out to Bubbles. He is living his best life. Oh, sure. I think it's a good thing what they're doing. Although there's probably information they're hiding from us or it's being sequestered, I do think that it is good, but I don't know if all the information is being released that could be released. Oh yeah, I'm sure Gooby does miss you a lot. Absolutely. Exactly, Sonny. It is Bubbles. Oh, hilarious customs. Hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, as a kitty. Yeah. Exactly, Chur. They 100% have disclosure they'll be discussing more shortly. People used to aliens, aka fallen angels. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely, mermaid. And he is very good at catching them. Oh, yes, customs. Yeah, y'all gonna have a really nice arc to build. Yeah, right. Cloud seeming seems to be any hauntings. Hauntings. There may have been a weird noise I heard, but yeah, so far, it's been more quiet. The ghosts have been more quiet. Cloud seeding seems to be bringing the fog, heavy rain for days, not natural. Definitely. So anyway, and church skies, I believe they fallen angels, and they will almost do. Yeah. See, Epstein was not human. Humans have conscience, and yet humans don't do horrible things. I doubt he had a conscience to begin with. Yeah. Yeah, so they're doing a jury selection. So I checked earlier and I didn't see anything. Oh, I agree, Lizard. Definitely. Watching video of approximately closing of the Bermuda Triangle and found that some metal, but also known alloy, they want to get samples. Oh, that's good. They get samples of it. They could do more tests on it. And highly agree that this is what human beings, customs, flesh, blood, it's impossible. Yeah. No way a human does stuff like that. I definitely agree. Correct, mermaid. Absolutely. Yeah, at CERN, they're opening up portals and bringing certain things through our dimension that don't need to be here. Definitely. Like cannibals, I don't know how much they eat or what there was in the island. The cannibal, but they only ate for foreigners. It's all weird. Oh yeah, it definitely. It is scary mermaid indeed. Yeah. If we look a little bit closer, Captain, we're looking at we are looking at these okra plants. Yeah, there may be a tiny alien in there, or maybe it might be a tiny little cryptid. It could be either one. All right. Prosecutor is in his arrest was dumbfounded and upset when the attorney general went above her head and gave him a plea deal and didn't even tell her beforehand the offer. Oh yeah, because there's people higher up that wanted that to be done. Definitely. Oh, that's cool, Captain. That's cool, Captain. Definitely will be cool to watch. Oh, nice saw. Awesome. The Shapeshifters movie freaks me out because it's just a bunch of humans pointing and screaming at a person. Oh, thank you, Customs. Yeah, that is a good one. Yeah, the thing about the shapeshifters, and there's definitely evidence and possible proof of shapeshifters happening now in our modern times. Yeah, import, you were un. Yeah, it expired. And the situation with a lot of these, people that the aliens are able to masquerade, like wear a costume of a person or whatever they want to be, and then shapeshift back into something else. Yeah, so a lot of them shapeshift into reptilian type things. You were learning about them yesterday. Yeah. And the thing about the shapeshifters and a lot of times they appear as reptilian type things. And maybe they call skinwalkers because the movie's about aliens changing to humans and pretending they are one and take real humans out by one. Yeah. And skinwalkers are very different compared to aliens. Yeah, yeah. You go off topic. Yeah, it's fine. Yes, Native American dark magic. That is true. These witches were able to switch into these other types of beings. Native Americans would become skinwalkers by doing rituals, ending someone's life. So important to them. Right, right. All right. And hello, souls. Good to see you. Magic is strong world and sometimes misinterpreted. In their eyes, the ritual dark ones. Oh, thank you, souls. I appreciate it. Souls, I appreciate it. Yes, it is, Mermaid, absolutely. They would sell their souls, basically live for eternity. The method used that shapeshift is they would get a hide, an animal, and they would want to turn into. Yeah, that's detail I wasn't completely aware of, but I knew that they were able to take something from the animal. I wasn't sure exactly what it was, and then they completely can mimic the animal, but they're not really. They really aren't the animal though. It's funny talk to even mention the name of a skinwalker. I mean, oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, a lot of times I've talked to them about it and they get a little bit nervous, but I'm just like, I trust in God, right? Like that will be okay. And I believe it's essential for us to talk about these things to know what's going on here, what we're dealing with. But other people, I have to like talk them into talking about it. Eventually they do. Technically, it's early morning where I am. Technically. But it's nighttime, but it's early morning. Yes, Mermaid, glad that you don't mind it because we definitely love to talk about it. Oh, many of them do talk about the Skinwalker. I mean, many of them have their own version to Skinwalker. That's very fascinating. Yes, they are, Captain. That is true. Okay. In import, tell me about. Oh, tell me a type of Skinwalker you've heard about. Like two different types. Out of curiosity. Oh, that is cool, Barber. That's very cool. And one neighbor, Native American in the '60s, and Skinwalker all around. Yeah, I hear whistling and scare natives, and they think it attracts Skinwalkers. Yes, I've heard about that. Some of the Muslims told me the whistling isn't good in their culture either. So it seems that the whistling in some cultures seems to draw on something not good. Although, so the natives don't like whistling either. Okay. Import says, and they can sense it apparently, even if they're hundreds of miles away. Soul says, has anyone noticed that there are more birds chirping at night in the Well, where I am, they have an alarm that goes off around you know, 5 minutes till, usually. So it can happen. You are correct, mermaid. That is true. Captain said, I heard Muslims also believe in skinwalkers, but different. They believe in separate creations like humans called the jinn, and they live in a parallel universe with us, and they can also appear in forms. Oh, yeah. I mean, we have some Muslims here that will talk about it on the show. They usually come around this time because of the different time zones. But yeah, they were. I've talked about for a long time people on the show, even like in the past, in the past. But yeah, so basically, the jinn are, some of them are good, some of them are bad, and they're able to come through one dimension to this dimension, and like a genie, like how in Aladdin you rub a lamp and the blue dude comes out and gives you three wishes. Yeah, it's the same concept with the jinn, and that's basically their version of that. Yeah. Now they do have witchcraft that people have done in the not in Islam it's prohibited, but there are people that did do witchcraft, also. So that would have been into Skinwalker stuff. So yeah, that's explanation about it. Mother always taught that when we hear something called the name, don't respond. I've used to hear a lot. Younger years, Stinky, my mom called me. Yeah, yeah, that's one I've heard about very famously, and that's why I heard stuff like that. Super scary. Grandfather was half Apache, and were more things that would avoid, especially at night. Yeah, yeah. At nighttime, a lot of times they come out. In today's day, I don't think it's responsible responding to anyone whistling while you're in the woods. Yeah, a good idea. Native Americans avoid certain areas and don't even drive on the road in Utah. Native Americans, I used to hear a name a lot and walk up and ask, "What's up?" Just for her to tell me I didn't call you. Yeah, scared. Important to avoid reservations in Taos. When as a kid, and the clowns there threw us in the river. Oh, that's messed up. Scared. Gotta be honest, guys. Live in the woods and stereotypical horror woods and fog and stuff. I've never encountered anything weird, even though I have every perfect opportunity. Yeah. Was cried and just little kids were panicked about black and white and its blessing traumatic. I believe. Oh, scared. I believe there are several entities that have been on this earth, perhaps, and even before humans, and many are evil. They say skinwalkers paint themselves an ashy white color. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Okay, okay, and have been seeing a lot of supposed Dogman footage on YouTube lately. Oh yeah, Dogman, underboss, a heel encounter Dogman. He's had Dogman encounters. Yeah, and I also went with her and stream one night in the woods, but we have not a house nearby. Oh, Captain scared. The Aztecs and other tribes in Mexico had dealings with werewolves. I've been told. Yeah, I can't confirm or deny that, but I'm not gonna put it. I don't doubt it. I Beetlejuice. I have never seen Bigfoot. No. Yes, I do believe in him. Yes. Yeah, it seems to be that way. Souls. All right. Should look into the time when America sent when America sent an expedition to Antarctica. Yeah, that time they had they encountered some UFOs down there. Admiral Byrd. Yeah, they call it dogmen, which are what were we kidding? They're werewolves, lichens, and you know exactly what those things are. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Do you think Bigfoot is one person or a whole group of creatures? Oh, it could be a whole group of them, or it could be nearly extinct. It's either nearly extinct or a group of them, or both. Thank you, mods. I appreciate it. Let's see. 55,000 sailor troops on an expedition sounds like an invasion. Yeah, yeah. Operation High Jump, I believe, and they were decimated by advance race. Yeah. Me personally, I think Bigfoot is a story is at least plausible, pure, simple, and centuries having Bigfoot would be behind. Okay, there's people from a long time before America was a country. People were talking about a Bigfoot creature existing. There are archaeological finds of giant bones in America and the Middle East. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, those are Nephilim. Yeah. Oh yeah, Moki. That's one of the people. She likes talking about the Kandahar giant. Yeah. Um. So for those who don't know, the Kandahar giant is this entity that is this like 15 to 14 foot tall redhead creature. Okay, so you have these troops. Okay, so there's one day the troops are responding truce to something that they're hearing, and they go and explore this cave, and there's all kinds of American U.S. bodies everywhere. Mermaid, I agree about archaeology, and they then see this giant 15-foot tall dude walk out of a cave, and he has a big spear, and he impales a dude named Dan, and they start firing at him. He has 6 fingers, 6 toes, and he has red hair, and he's a giant, and he's wearing like animal skins. Amen, mermaid. So that is what you know, that is what the giant Kandahar is. And you see, this is what happened. They're firing like pew pew pew, right? They're firing at the thing, and it won't go down. And then after a couple of a minute or so, it eventually collapses. And then there's this airport in Hawaii, in Ohio, this military base, and they send the giant thing. They strap it to this big landing thing and send it back over to the U.S. for studying. But yeah, so that was the giant of Kandahar. It was this giant Nephilim that they got into a war with in the Middle East. Yeah, they have powers or strength. Yeah, and they would imply it exists as being real, right? I mean, if everyone knew about the advanced race, it would pay taxes or listen to the government because it would know what we can keep safe and protect us. Right. Some people believe that they're being kept a breakout. Yeah. Interesting. I need. Okay. Yeah. In the Epstein files, it was speculated that they got Androchrome by sacrificing kids, either monsters like Monsters Inc. Yeah, because you see, a lot of times with the media shows are previews about what the people are actually doing. So when, oh, that's cool. That go do a thing. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm walking in the Blair Witch Woods because it's where I'm fitting right at home. Right. So that's what I'm thinking. So with the aliens, not the aliens, with the giant of Kandahar and the other types of things in the Middle East, the giants, the Nephilims, that's what they are. The giant of Kandahar was a Nephilim. There's other types of Nephilims that are there too. Import says, and the bodies have to be fresh also. Yeah, the adrenochrome. Yeah, so basically Hollywood and a lot of the TV shows and movies are previews about what actually happens. Monsters Inc. is actually the adrenochrome being sucked out of the kids, and they're basically telling you about what they're doing to kids. That's basically what it is. Some say that the giants under Antarctica in the cryogenic state are in suspended animation. I don't doubt it. I mean, there's pyramids over there, like the ones in Giza, and they have to do with Nephilims and the other types of entities too. Important, it's true. It's science, the way the food supply works. Oh, look who it is. It's Claude. Here he is. It's all the Claude fans. Chat's telling you hello, Claude. Thank you, Import. He's getting his salad right here. Yeah, shout out to Claude and his leopard print right there. Exotic print. I think the rats and rabbits have them. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he might be one. Scared. Are you a skinwalker, Claude? Okay. Now he's going over there. All right, shout out to Claude. He came for a visit. Yeah, night vision. Off topic. Have you ever seen the live grass that they sell at pet store cats? It's for a type of grass that calms them down. It's not catnip. Timothy, I've never heard of that before. Yeah, that's something I have to look into. That's pretty cool. Thanks. Yeah, I personally never heard of it. but it's good to know about. Good to know about. I'm glad that they have a grass like that to calm them down. Yeah, that is hilarious important. Yeah. You might have some skinwalker felines out here. Skin. Oh, mermaid! I was getting rain for like nearly 2 weeks. That's what I was getting, or nearly over a week, or something like that. So that's what I've been having to do with. So we've just been having like a monsoon of Timu rain. I've not had fog in a couple of nearly a month. Not a month, but almost there. Oh, that's good, Saw. That's very good. Some of my friends probably would buy live mice for their snakes. But yeah, that's very interesting. And Mermaid says LA was foggy. I also don't know how Damon lives near LA. Isn't that awful when it comes to highway? Yeah, yeah, that is very correct. I would think it would be, the fog would make things tedious. Although I think fog is pretty cool. But it's hard to drive in a fog. It makes things very tedious. Yeah, so that is also true. They prefer to live on rice and rats, but here in the UK they have to be deleted for animal rights laws. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, the snakes. One of my friends he had lizards. One of them had a snake, and the other one he had a snake and lizards. And I'm pretty sure he had, they would give him like the lizards. They give him like live bugs and stuff. And it's like kind of like entertaining for him. Oh, mermaid! It's asking me. It's a new thing with YouTube where they have like a message that the algorithm highlights, and it asks me the same question sometimes. It like a hide the message or let it show. It's some new thing with YouTube. Yeah, I know what it means. It's happened recently. The last few streams, it's the algorithm picking up on things and saying read to review to delete it or not. Oh, thanks, mermaid. Yeah, it's not me or anyone else. It's the YouTube algorithm. Oh yeah, it's still dark. That's me right now. And see, look, that's a star. That's a twinkly star. Eleven a.m. here It's really hot. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's 5:10 where I am. It's dark. Now, what do we have here? There is a thing moving right there. A thing in the sky is moving. Maybe it's an airplane. I'm not really too sure, but it's something. Abducted live. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a star, just like the other stars. It doesn't look like a plane. Looks just like a star. Interesting. And not too sure what that is. And so yeah, anyway, it's very dark where I am right now. Well, that was interesting. Yeah, so that's how dark it is right now. Yeah. Well, it's getting a little bit brighter. Let's see. Okay, so Saw Girl. It's getting a little bit brighter where I am. A little bit brighter. Okay, it's a little bit brighter. It's getting kind of like early morning. Right, exactly, mermaid. Yeah. AI destroying humanity. Yeah. Oh yeah, hilarious import. Hilarious. Well, thank you, Nan. I appreciate it. Oh, okay, mermaid. Uh, that is awesome. It's just the YouTube algorithm is silly. Oh yeah, Rival's good. Yeah. Well, the birds where you are usually quiet. Oh, okay. Yeah, right here, they're gossiping where I am. G Dad's favorite movie is The Day the Earth Stood Still. Oh, okay, Nan. Thank you for modding the chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Do you think that thing in the sky came toward you and you say words like helicopter and plane, it would morph into a known aircraft? Yes, that's very possible that it may do that. That type of logic would do that, where it would cause it to tape the form of whatever you're thinking of. I'm curious. Are we friends, acquaintances, or what are we? I feel like we're real friends. Technology is weird. Oh, Saul, we are real friends. Not in the like, of course, like we not know each other in person, but we are real friends and we all met online. But technology definitely makes you feel that you've known people forever. But yeah, I real friends online, but it definitely can raise the ambiguous question of acquaintances or what. Yeah, it definitely gives us more questions than answers at times. Yeah. Here. Like pen pals. Yeah, stranger danger. Seeing of aliens also remember being used at a party outside from Aunt's house, and one evening we saw a bunch of lights moving together. It kind of looked like a satellite, but weren't. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, you're not crazy. You're in the right place. Okay, it's getting brighter. Okay, it's getting brighter. Yeah, pen pals, definitely. Yeah, long distance relationship. Yeah. Yeah. So where I am, it's getting brighter. Oh yeah, because in the video, kinds of things you don't know about. Yeah, because looking up. I mean, there's so many things happening up there that we don't see. And so a lot of people don't look up. Many times these days, people are looking down. So hilarious import. Yeah. That looks like a ghost face right there. Dill, you are not relaxed. That's who isn't relaxed. That's you. I can see that, Dill. Okay, Import. It's been an honor. I enjoyed the conversation with you tonight. Thank you for coming. I'll show you owl noises, Dill. You see, that's owl noises and pigeon noises at the same time. There you go. A full body apparition. Yeah. Yeah, birds are awesome. Ha. Yeah, you see, I almost got you there for a second. Maybe I'm a shapeshifter. A full Timu body owl. And sometimes a sheen owl, too. Also. They've been silent for a while. Okay. They must be doing their homework. Thank you, mods. Appreciate it. Well, I'm moving the camera around, technically. Well, they have to. I mean, you see, they don't enjoy their sheen, their sheeny weeny life, so they have to go try to do a poopy parade on someone else's. Oh, okay, mermaid, on your vacation. Well, that is just yeah. They'll find any opportunity to do something. Oh, I know Saw. It's a nice shuffle stream. I like that idea. It's a shuffle stream. That's why the mods do, are eager to get the trolls out because there's so many that just spam the chat at times. So that's why I say accidents can happen. It's okay. And it's, usually when there's a good product, a lot of people try to hate on it. It seems it's a good product. So that's a good thing. Enjoying strawberry lemonade, ginger by the window in bed, the rain, thunder, sound sleeping. Some of the trolls were young boys that had Shia channels. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Super. And it's good to see you, buddy. Yeah, research the flat Earth explains. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot that people don't realize about it. Things aren't as they think it is. There's more to this world than what they say. Okay, 50. Good morning to you. Birds. Okay. I will, Timothy. Definitely. Oakwood, you are wrong. They do the moonwalk. That's what aliens do. Quite a bit of active birds. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, military equipment definitely is alien. Absolutely. No, super is an illegal alien. Scared. Okay. I believe a lot of the military equipment technology came from the aliens. Yeah. Oh yeah, so in cold ice. Yeah. Hey, that is right here. Let's see. This is the sky. It's kind of dark, but it's also light. You woke up sweating and your heart was racing. Okay, I had a dream that where the devil was chasing me and he chased me all the way into my house. Then he started staring at me the window through the window. Yeah, really scary dream. I thought it was real and your heart was racing. Yeah, that is extremely disturbing. My pleasure, Saul. Oh, sorry. I was also very real nightmare and fell to the real two and why it happens in the blue moon. And not afraid of the devil, but this dream, fear and dream, it was just a weird dream. Yeah, you see, a lot of times with these dreams, they could be um, lucid. Like you could like, it's almost like you're in a real simulation. Simulation. The dream can be extremely messed up. They can like literally make you feel you're really in the hot seat, so to speak. And it is good that it ended and that was it. But yeah, they definitely could be like you know a horror. Like there's the night terrors. That's what that is. Star Girl. It's called a night terror. It's when the you know those type of dreams are. There's so many ways to go about what the military got their gear from ex aliens, demons, time travel. Yeah, yeah, and they're not going to give us all the information about what they know about them. Yeah, spiritual. Yeah, heart rate is your blood pressure goes up and you're sweating. What a freaking nightmare does that? Oh well. Yeah, I've had things like that before. It's almost like it could be a spiritual attack or something from another realm that's trying to infiltrate. Remember, you'll be safe from all forces of darkness. By the way, yeah, fear no evil. Yeah, I've had dreams being attacked, but then I remember I had dreams of similar things like that. And I remember there was like a Bible or a cross or something, and I sometimes would talk to the entity in the dream, and I would rebuke it in the name of Jesus, and he'd be like, "Huh? What are you? What's going on here?" Then I just do it more, and the thing goes away. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Super, for your take on that. All right, and Tim says that she says that to Tim, that's worse because then scared you can't rest. Yeah, remember this all the time. That when you're in a dream, you just kind of appear there in the middle. You don't really remember when the dream began. Yeah, like a dream. You don't know if you're really. You could be in a dream right now and not even know it. You know, and that's where like if you had like a to anchor yourself in reality, because a dream you can go deeper into a dream within a dream within a dream, and then it's like you don't know where you are at exactly. About 6 seconds. Yeah, and then it's like you go deeper and deeper into like a limbo. That's where like you kind of lost. So it's definitely interesting to distinguish between reality and what the dream is. The time goes by so slowly in a dream. That's something that's facts. Faint at one time and felt like the whole minute hit the floor, and reality it was seconds. Very strange experience. Oh yeah, yeah. See, because time in those situations. Oh, by the way, that is unfortunate, but glad you're okay. But yeah, that is like the time. It goes very slowly in those types of situations, almost like other dimensional. Oh, okay. Thank you, Timmy, for that information. Yes, saw. Yeah. Dream recently that I was in a zombie apocalypse, but it was 50 below outside, and I could breathe, and head started pounding. Then I woke up. I was scared. Scared. Oh yeah, slow fall. That definitely is creepy. Indeed, yeah. You're the only one left. Yeah. The nice sun. I mean, the nice sky. So good. Glad. Okay, let's see. That was, and last time I fainted was about 14 years old, and I will never forget the experience. Yeah, well, yeah, it's good you don't have reoccurring fainting. It's traumatizing. It definitely would be traumatizing to be fainting. Yeah. One time there was like a camp, and I got hit by a dodgeball really hard, and I fainted then. But I came back up. I was okay. But yeah, that was kind of crazy. I didn't expect that to happen. Yeah, I was out and I came back up. And I was like, why is everybody standing around me? It felt like a second. So yeah, I heard that. And it's like, not good to have counselors and campers play dodgeball is not the best idea. Phew. Another time I was in a slide at some Catholic school that I only went for a year when I was very, very, very little. The dude knocked me off the slide and I fainted then. So that's another time. Oh, that's good, Super. That sounds like a fun activity and a lot of work into it. It's good to live off the land. Oh, that's really cool, Carlos. Mermaid fainted in Dollar Tree pregnant, and Sauce says she fainted at Kohl's. Oh, first time and the last time I fainted, she said last time she fainted was 14, and it was never forget the experience. Oh wow, that is traumatic indeed. Oh, I don't have a portable sawmill for sale. No, or at least not on my end. It looks like I probably would have one, but I don't have one here. I definitely would give if I had it. That is delicious, Saul. That's delicious. Super says the ultimate dreams, direct evidence of your consciousness, is not passive. Spectator, it is an active creator capable of building an entire vivid three-dimensional world out of nothing. Yeah, good point. Oh, Mermaid, have a good night and thank you for joining us tonight. It's been an awesome blast talking to you. Yes, yes, I'm about to do that, Mermaid. Yes, and also Saw Girl understood. Tim says, I wonder what a person who's in a coma is seeing if their state 10 years, people could build a whole life and have it gone. Yeah, they could basically make their own simulation. Dimension with the mind before it could ever touch this. Okay. Many history's greatest builders, investors, and thinkers, Nikola Tesla, regularly use on their estate, famously claimed they could visualize inventions they at this exact dimension with his mind before touching to operating with a state similar to a dream. Yeah, very interesting indeed. The dimension within the mind before touching the tool operating it, very similar to walking. Yeah, yeah. They almost, I think Edison did the same thing. And Tesla, they like put themselves into this dream state where they could just basically be in like their own like Matrix, so to speak. There's a story of McMillan's channel where he tells a story about a man who lost his wife and kids and woke up and found what happened. Oh, wow, yeah, that has to be really traumatic. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's finished. Yeah, and I'm going to be ending the stream, and we'll be back on later. All right. Oh, that's good. I'll look forward to seeing your videos. Okay, everybody. Thank you all for coming, and it has been a great stream. We'll see you all later. And it did pretty well tonight. And same with Salvador Dali. He was fall asleep. He above played. Yes, yes, he did. Carlos, that's true. Yes. Okay, my pleasure. Yeah, so I'm going to see about playing the trial if it comes on, and there's also another trial that we're looking into as well. So we'll be seeing about the two trials if it comes if they both come on. Yeah. So absolutely. And okay, I hope that answers your question. Okay, awesome, Saw. Okay, everybody, thank you. Have a good morning, everybody, and peace.